Okay, so I'm here to do a video on a dream I had. Um, it's kind of crazy. I'm not going to exactly go into details about the dream because you know, people and their opinions. But basically, what the dream was about was something is about to happen. It's not going to be exactly what people think. It's going to be like a ending for another beginning. Um, a lot of people, I mean, if you're religious, of course you're gonna be like, oh yeah, it's judgment, end the times, and just go by the Bible. If you're spiritual, and yes, it's a difference in the two. You will know that destruction leads to also new beginnings. A lot of people are going to be lost. Okay, I don't know no other way to really explain it. A lot of sickness, possessions, is taking over. Some people want to call them demons. Me personally, I don't know what they are. Kind of freaky. It freaked me out to the point where when I woke up, I literally had to kind of just lay there because the whole entire time I was just getting downloads after downloads after downloads to the point where it's like I was at a complete standstill, like I couldn't move. All I could do was just see everything that was coming to me as soon as I woke up. When I was able to move, when all the visions and stuff that I was seeing had stopped, I looked at the clock and it was 3:18. This is not. This was the first dream that I had. That when I looked at the clock, it was 3:18. I had a second one, and when I woke up from that one, it was 3:18. But I also had an experience with my daughter on the second one, where she actually saw something in my room. Nothing scary. It freaked her out, but after a while, it was she, started laughing and hee hee ha ha, whatever like that. But back to the first one. Basically, if you're a chosen one, you have the ability to read things as far as energies, cars, have psychic abilities. I mean, basically anything where people that are religious will not accept you. Some, anyways. I know this might sound confusion, but only thing I know is in the dream, I had to lead a group of people. It started out with a lot of female and males with me that was supposed to have been doing this task. They were my brothers and sisters. Like, I don't get it, but they were my brothers and sisters. Like, somehow we was siblings. I've never seen these people before. I did not recognize their face from this reality. Some were lost in the battle. Some joined the other side. And then some were just, like they threw in the towel and went to save their own selves, basically. I chose to stay. And when I realized that I'm not going to say I couldn't protect or, fight the battle, but I felt like it was just more important to get the ones that I knew needed the actual protection. And what I mean by is, there was a few. When I say a few, it was a few. Okay, all this took place in some type of weird hospital. Okay, never been in this type of hospital. It won't made like the regular hospitals, and it was long, and it had, I mean, the floor levels was high. Okay, the people that I was protecting these people from were possessed. Okay, they was possessed by something. I don't know what it was, but it made them move around like zombies. It made they weren't zombies. They weren't dead. They was just possessed by something. Okay. They didn't try to attack me. It was like if I looked at them, like the only thing they could do was scream. Like that's all they could do was scream. So the few that did choose to follow me, I took them out of the building, and when I went out the building, it was pretty outside. Like you couldn't even tell all the ruckus and stuff that was going on the inside of the building, but you can still hear the screams from the inside of people either being attacked by the ones that were possessed or the people that were being possessed. Um, uh, okay, so once we got outside, for some odd reason, my father popped up in my head, and I was like, okay, where's my dad? And it's really like I said, I didn't see any of my family or nothing like that. It wasn't really a priority, but for some odd reason, my dad popped up in my head, like I knew him. When I went all the way down. The entities that was attacking people was coming from the left side, okay? So I took them out back, out some type of back door, and continued to walk to the right side. To the right side, there was a slope going down. If you ever been worked at some type of retail store, you know where, or a warehouse, it was like a slope going down to double doors, to some double doors. When we got there, the doors were locked. I was like, okay, we got to get in. Everything still looked normal. It was like as if nothing was really going on. But I knew something was coming. So I was like, okay, we got to get down here. We got to stay on the ground. This was attached to the hospital, but it was different. Like it felt weird. I knew I couldn't trust nobody, okay? You could not trust nobody. And I don't mean in a way where you attacking everybody or killing everybody. I just mean, for instance, because these people, they were humans. Whatever these were that was attacking people, they would not show their face. They could not show their face. You could not see exactly what they looked like. So I don't know if it was they couldn't come, like actually walk around with how they were. So that's why they took over people's bodies. Like they literally was like jumping from different bodies to get to wherever they need to be. And if you interfered, you would just be a vessel. So after that, like I said, I thought about my dad, and I was like, okay, I gotta find my dad. Where is my dad? And also, when I looked around the scenery of where I was at before we went inside the lower level of the hospital, I recognized the fence on the other side of it was the road, and there was a fence. This fence is the same fence if you're from Kinston and you from down the hill, you know where Carver Courts is and Rich Green, Sunbury Auto, whatever like that. But the graveyard, it's between Carver Courts and George K. Battle or John C. Hill, whichever one say. You'll know what I'm talking about. I noticed it, so I don't know if that's the reason why I thought about my dad, because like I had not thought about nobody. It was as if I wasn't a mom. It was as if, like it was just weird. But because I seen the fence in the graveyard, I thought of my dad, right? So next thing I know, I'm trying to get in the double doors, and they're like, it's not opening, it's not opening. And next thing you know, I see my dad. He was like, yeah, here you go. So I was like, yo, I can't trust him. I was like, this is weird. Like, why would he be here? You know what I'm saying? So he opened up. He was like, yeah. He was like, I was waiting on you. I was waiting on you. I knew you would come. I knew you would come. So when we walked in the building, I realized everything was calm. I no longer heard screams. I was like, yo, it's too calm here. Something's not right. And that's when I saw two nurses or assistants, AMAs basically, standing behind a desk, and it was like, yeah, you could just take the stairs, and this is the children's part. Nothing can come this way. And I was like, that's lies. Like, how is that even possible? Because on my little device that I had, it showed these things climbing up walls, breaking through brick walls to get on the inside of the building, climbing up through the hospital foundation to get on the inside. How come they can't get on this side, right? So I'm like, whatever. So I was like, everybody just stay close, follow me. And they were just calm. They were smiling. It was as if nothing going on. As if nothing was going on. And we walked up. I don't even understand how this even happened. Okay? We took some stairs and they were going down. Okay? They was like, yeah, just go lower, right? So I went lower and we went into this area. I was like, where the kids at? If this the kids out of the hospital, where are the kids? You know what I'm saying? So I was walking by some rooms. Some doors were open, some doors were closed. And when I did see the kids, they backs, it was like I could only see their back, okay? Or the side profile. Like I could never see their face. And if I did, they looked weird. Like something was off about them, but they didn't attack. It won't nothing that crazy stuff that was going on the left side of the hospital. I was like, yo, just stay close to me. We're not going in any of their rooms. Don't go to their rooms. Don't say nothing to them. No nothing. And we went into like the little lobby, little seating area, little waiting room, like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, close all the doors, and had all the doors closed, and had stuff pushed up against them and stuff like that, right? So as I'm walking around, I'm like, well, I'm talking to my dad, he's acting weird, like he's pacing back and forth, like, and then the next thing I know, a side door opens up. Mind you, we done closed every door, locked it, put stuff in front of it. I don't know where this door came from. It wasn't there the whole time, right? And this man walked in. This man looked exactly like my father, except he was darker. Okay, his skin complexion wise was darker. Okay, his eyes, they weren't black, so he was not. They weren't black. They were white, but it didn't look like our eyes. It was just like plain white, but it was like they were dirty. Like it didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like it needed some water or something. Like they were hydrated or something like that. Dehydrated, I'm sorry. And he came to me, he had a cane with him. And when I say as a cane, I mean as what's that dude named? The Isley Brothers. You know how he walk around with his cane. That's how his was, but it was black and it had some type of gold animal on it. I know it's an animal, but for some odd reason that wasn't my focus. My focus on was on there. Hell, there's a man standing here that favored my dad, and for some odd reason I wanted to call him father. You get what I'm saying? So once he walked in, the man that was a decoy as my father stopped talking. He stopped moving. It was as if he was controlled at that point, like he didn't say anything. And the man, he was bigger. When I say bigger, I mean height-wise, muscles, body built. Like he built, like this shit right here, the way he was built is not built like, I don't give a damn, you go find the strongest man out here on the world. Like, he was stronger than that person. You get what I'm saying? And his teeth, like they won't like yellow gold, like yellow teeth, cheesy teeth, whatever you want to call it. But they was like old. They were 10. They were old, right? But for some odd reason, I was not scared of him. But at the same time, I was like, yo, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? He was by himself. And he had a big device with him. I thought it was a gun. I'm like, yo, this motherfucker trying to blow us up. You get what I'm saying? And so everybody that was with me is standing in the corner behind me. So he's talking to me. And he was like, it's time for you to do your mission. And I'm like, my mission? I was like, I am doing my mission. I'm protecting them. And he's like, it's something else you have to do. And he put the thing down on a table that was beside the chair where the decoy father was sitting, right? And I was like, yo, nigga, like I kind of, at that point, I knew it wasn't my daddy. But I'm frustrated because I'm like, I knew there was a reason why I was led to this place. So I'm frustrated because the dude ain't really telling me what my mission is, right? He said, this is a video recorder, right? And he was like, this is what you have to do. And that's all he said. So I'm like, that's not that's not nothing you make movies or anything with. Like, that's what he was saying I had to do. Like, I had to record videos. It was a bunch of stuff. Like, and I'm like, nah, that's a gun. So I popped the thing that was my decoy father upside the head. Like, nigga, move for that shit, blow your head off. Like, that's exactly what I did. Like, I popped him upside the head and was like, nigga, move for it, blow your fucking head off. You know what I'm saying? He went up like that. And the dude that favored my dad as well, but, you know, he kind of giggled like he thought it was funny. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, this is what I need you to do. So once he said that, he walked back to the double doors after he handed me the video camera and went back out the door. He had on all black too, y'all. Like, he had the hat, the suit. Yo, he was like, the face was even strong. He had a strong face, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't scary though. But like, it will freak you. It freaked me out a little bit, but at the same time, it was like I wasn't scared. Like, I was actually holding a whole conversation with this man, and he was like, you got to do your job. This is your job. This is your mission. This is what you have to do. And he walked out the doors, and when he opened up the door, it was stairs going up. Stairs going up. Mind you, all the doors was buckled down, blocked, nailed, everything. Nobody could get in there. This door appeared out of nowhere. And the stairs leaded up. And I lie to you not. He disappeared before he even got all the way. I didn't even see the top of the stairs. It was no top of the stairs. He just walked up and then everything just disappeared, okay? And once he disappeared, a little girl that was with me came out and was like, he didn't do it, but he gonna suffer. Like, he didn't do it. I did it. I took a tampon and I touched her. I did it. And I was like, what? I was like, the fuck is you talking about? Like, it started happening out of nowhere. It was like people truth started coming out, right? And I was like, yo, what is she talking about? Mind you, the decoy father still ain't say nothing. It was like after whatever he had to do was done, he was done. Like, he didn't move no more. He didn't talk. He ain't do nothing. And I mean, I woke up, right? And I kind of just lay there. So as I'm laying in my bed, y'all, I'm just laying there. And I'm just getting down. I was like, okay, what are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to tell me? And what I got is crazy, y'all. It was so many type of downloads. It was because in the dream, the dude also said it's time for you to expose the truth. And I'm like, what truth? And then this little girl started saying all that, and it didn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? I don't even remember no child being in the room with me. Okay? So, some of the downloads I would get. One, another virus is about to hit. They're going to try to make it seem like it's another strain of COVID. Another thing also is COVID is not what's killing people. It's pneumonia. Okay, COVID attacks your lungs. If not taken care of, the mucus builds up. Mucus building up in your lungs, it turns to pneumonia. That's the reason for the breathing treatments. The mucus that comes with COVID is real thick. When I say real thick, that's why it tastes different, because it's not a regular mucus. It's something that's developed, and it causes you to have pneumonia. Okay. Another thing is something dealing with a vaccine. It's a certain type of vaccine. It's not all of them. They got different strains, but it's some type of vaccine that they're going to give children, and it's going to slow kids down. Another thing is hospitals are about to be packed out. It's going to start in the hospitals. Okay? Nobody knows how, when, where, the time, the day, or whatever like that. But that's the download that I got. Another thing is those that are spiritual and have a lot of spiritual powers, what you want to call it, are going to be the ones that help. Okay? A lot of people are going to stray away. A lot of people are going to lose their life. A lot of people is going to just run to take cover, basically be cowards about it. The ending to all of this is the government. I don't know who or what is going to come, but they're going to restore balance. And when they restore balance, the people that caused it, the people that built it, the people that knew about it, the people that allowed it, the people that signed off on it, the people that was bystanders to everything that caused this earth to take a downfall is going down. You hear me? And it's going, it's kind of scary, but the best thing to realize is there's nothing to fear but fear yourself. It's really nothing to be scared about. One thing about possessions is if you have low vibrations, that's the only way. The best way to stay with high vibrations is to cleanse your body, detox, pray, meditate, change your eating habits, learn yourself, shadow work, do the work, you know what I'm saying, to stay in high vibrations. Being emotional, allowing people to control your emotions, all of that is low vibration. Entertaining silly stuff, low vibrational. It's simple. I don't know how else to explain it after that. That was the first one, and it was a lot of downloads. It's a lot of things. I think it also has something to do with people that's incarcerated. A lot of people that are incarcerated have went down for things that they didn't do, and other people took, they took the blame for something they didn't do, and people knew about it. They know who really did it, but they're not speaking out on it, and they let the weakest link take the fall. So that might actually be for somebody, because like I said, a little girl was raped. This is not the first time I've had a dream about a little girl being touched, and supposedly nobody knows what's going on. The second dream I had is instead of it being a legion of entities attacking people, it was just one. And what it was doing was trying to get to a certain thing or person. I don't know. I don't know if it was looking for something or what. But it would just jump to different people. You know what I'm saying? In my dream, like I said, y'all, it felt real. In the dream, it was coming to it realized that I was seeing exactly what it was doing. Like I spiritually saw it. Like at first, when I was physically looking at it, it was like multiple entities just taking over bodies at one time. But, I was like, oh my God, I prayed. I was like, Lord God, like it won't study in me. It wasn't. But once my spiritual eye opened and I could actually see, I couldn't actually see what it was, but I could see like the energy of it just, what I'm saying, going from person to person. And it was when I realized, oh, it's just one, but it's making it look like it's a group of them. And when it realized that I could notice that, that's when it charged towards me. I fought back. I wasn't scared. I fought back. I was able to fight back. It couldn't harm me. And I realized that. But then it was like the lights just shut off, right? But I could still see a face coming towards me, right? And the face, it had got to the point where it was revealing what exactly it looked like, right? Y'all, it fucked me up. I don't want to describe as much, but freaking me out. But only thing I know is the same hand that I use in my dream to attack the entities in my first one is the same hand that I use. And in the dark, I could see the face. And the only thing I did was place my hand on his face, right? Because it was a man. It was a man. He wasn't black, okay? I'm going to just leave it at that because you can't really tell with skin complexions. But I know it was not black. And I laid my hand on his face, and once I did that, it was like any type of person that tried to jump into the body, the flesh will feel it. So he had no other choice but to reveal himself, right? The closer he got to me, it was like none of everybody jumped in. It was, like I said, the flesh failed him to the point where one side started being weak. So he had no other choice but to actually come towards me in his actual own flesh, y'all. Bro, I was like, oh shit. Okay, I ain't gonna lie, I was like, oh shit. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm backing up, but once the lights came on, y'all, it was fucking terrifying. I was back. I was in a room, okay. When the lights came on, I ended up in a room. I was no longer in the hospital. I ended up in a room, and I was on a bed, okay. I can't tell you if I was laying down or sitting up, but the only thing I know is it came to the side of the bed that I was on, and it looked like like the skeletal system in school in the school books, and you could see like the white meat, the red meat, and the different types of organ. Like that's what it looked like. Like I'm saying, the flesh with everybody, it was filling him. So it was to the point where it was like his meat and stuff was just melting off his bones, right? So as he trying to attack me, I started fighting back, and I started speaking another language, right? And I'm listening to what I'm saying. I started speaking another language. In my head, it was like I wasn't saying it, somebody else was, and it was a man voice. The hands of a man that was black was protecting me, y'all. I thought it was me fighting this whole thing the whole time, but I won't. And it started speaking another language. I couldn't interpret what it was saying, but the only thing I could hear was whatever it was saying. It had power over evilness. Okay. Um, so I watched, and as they were fighting, the hand that I couldn't see the body, y'all. It was like I was watching a movie, and I could see, you know how you playing a video game, and like one of them warriors, and so you can't see the cartoon, the avatar that you're playing to play the game. You can only see like the hands. It was like that, and stick the hand in one side of the mouth, and then put the hand in the other hand in the mouth, and it split it. It was like on some straight damn King Kong fighting down dinosaurs and shit. Like, if you ever seen King Kong, or one of the King Kong's movie, where he actually down put both his hands in the mouth and split the fucking skull. Like, that's what happened. And when the skull fucking split, because every time he spoke, it had so much power over whatever this evilness was. It could no longer fight back. And when he got it in it, but I could feel it bite in my hand. That's why I'm thinking, is that me fighting it? But it wasn't my voice. And my hands looked like man hands. And they were strong looking hands. And they were black. Okay? And it was speaking like some type of African language. This is not my first time having a dream of hearing African language. Like, if it was so clear to me that if I heard it right now, I could tell you that was what I heard. You know what I'm saying? So it split, and when the skull split, y'all, it was like slow motion. It was like dust. Everything just whoosh, like that, right? And when I woke up, y'all, this what fucked me up. Excuse the language, but it fucked me up. When I woke up, all this right here was hurting. Like, I actually felt like something had fucking attacked me. Like, it felt like I was about to start having spasms. And that's not my first time in reality having problems. Like, I've actually woke up to the point where I thought I was, baby, I didn't think I was gonna make it. I'm being honest. I mean, crying, screaming, the spasms felt like labor pains. Okay? So, the only thing I know is, when I woke up, I felt the pain in my neck, so I kind of sat up a little bit. Next thing I know, my baby woke up, right? Because she had done got in bed with me or whatever like that before I even went to sleep. And I looked at the clock. It said 3:18. She looked up, and when she peeked up, she looked at the corner of one of the corners of my room, and she was like, "Mama, what's that? What's that? I'm scared." And it was like she'll look up, then she'll then she'll drop her head back. And this is not a dream, y'all. This is real shit. And I was like, "Baby, ain't nothing there." And she'll peep her head back up. "No, Mama, what's that?" And she'll drop. "No," you know what I'm saying? So I was like, it's okay, because I didn't feel no bad presence around me. I actually kind of felt peaceful. So it was like I wasn't worried about nothing or anything like that. After a while, she wouldn't go back, so she just kept standing at one little corner. And so I got up, I turned the lights on. My daughter talking to her sleep, y'all. You said what? What'd you say? So my reason both my girls in my bed tonight. But when I turned the light on and I took her to the bathroom, got her something to drink, some water to drink or whatever, and got back in bed, she didn't go back in bed. She went to the corner that she was looking at and was scared. And she stood there, looked at me, started laughing, and looked back up like whoever it was tall. She looked at them, started laughing, and she was like cutting up with it. You know what I'm saying? And then she went back and laid down, picked up at it again, and this time she's playing peekaboo. Okay, and then she just went to sleep. I went to sleep. I knew it wasn't nothing bad. I didn't feel nothing crazy around me. And that's when I realized whatever was in the dream, it's fighting a spiritual war for me. Like whatever it is, it's protecting me on the spiritual side. Um, y'all, that next day, my neck hurt. At work, it was hurting everything. Um, whatever it is that's about to happen, it's about to be a spiritual war on earth. The realms are about to join. And that's why I'm telling y'all, like, it's nothing to be scared of because whatever it is, it's going to cause balance. We might just see stuff that we didn't even think existed, thought was extinct. Did I say it right? Yeah, extinct. And just real crazy stuff. I mean, that's all I got for right now. Like I said, it was kind of freaky, but if you're spiritual, you'll know what to do. If you're a chosen one, you'll know what to do. Faith without works is dead. So, I mean, just gotta stay prayed up. Have faith in God. Like I said, there's nothing to fear but fear itself, and that's the only way it can handle you. So don't be scared. Stop watching the news. Stop listening and everything you hear on social media. That's gonna fuck you up too. It's best to if you just really like focus on self. If you got kids, focus on self and your kids. Teach them the way of focusing on self. Don't let your kids hang around any and everybody, cause spirits transfer. Um, I don't care if it's kids or adults. If you get a bad feeling about your kids being around somebody or you being around somebody yourself, don't be around them. Okay? This is a time where you really have to rely on energies. It's a time where you really have to open up your third eye, work on your chakras, learn your chakras, study spirituality. I'm not saying don't believe in God, because God is spiritual. He is a part of all of us. Religious wise, don't put God in no box. That's gonna mess you up. That's gonna be your downfall, putting them in a box. The only way I could really say people that's just too religious to the point where God is in a box, their downfall is not taking heed to other religions. This is a time where we all should come together and use everything we know when it comes down to who God is and who He is to us. Because that's the only way we as humans will be able to fight, to be able to get through this. I ain't going to say fight, because it's going to be a spiritual war. You ain't dead, you ain't spirit, you get what I'm saying? It's a spiritual war. It's basically going to be on earth. And the first thing you're going to realize is a lot of killing. A lot of death, a lot of killing, a lot of sickness. Y'all don't mind my hair. I gotta put my dreads back in. Gotta retwist it. I'm gonna interlock it this time, since all these are already locked. And yeah. Hope this helps somebody. Hope it calm your nerves. Like I said, there's really nothing to fear. One thing about a dream is it can't harm you unless you allow it. Also, fake prophets. I don't know why that just popped up. Pay attention. Pay attention to fake prophets. That's anybody that is trying to cause separation, making sure people do not become one, a union. They're going to try to cause a lot of separation, make you feel like something is evil. when it's not. So pay very, 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 very close attention. If they're trying to use fear to hinder you from whatever it is you got to do or want to do, it's fake. So yeah, I mean, that's all I got right now. I procrastinated doing this video, but I know I had to do it. So, good night.